Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the group. That's W in Spain. Do what we do. Get it. And make sure you guys hit that like button. Subscribe button. Let's get the show started, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! What's going on, people? We're back again with another video on Egal Talks Football. I got my guy Curran in the building, and we just won another game. We won a game in the Champions League away from home. This was probably going to be our toughest game of the group versus Sevilla, the Europa League champions, if I am not mistaken. This is a team that usually in Europe find their way with teams, and they're kind of they're weird to play. Like, their attack was weird. They scored a random goal from a corner. Our defense from set pieces has been quite good recently, so I'm surprised by that, or at least I think our defense has been quite good recently. But I'm just going to give you my take on the game quickly, and then Curran can jump in, give his take, and then we're going to go through some of the talking points of the game. First things first, I thought we could have scored a goal early in the game from Gabriel Martinelli. We missed that opportunity, and I was like, you know what? This game is going to be, we need to just calm down, relax. The atmosphere was crazy, and we just needed to get ourselves going. Gabriel Martinelli's debut in the Champions League, and what does he do? He gets us a goal just before halftime, and it was a beautiful pass from Gabriel Jesus. He took the whole defense out the picture with one turn, played the ball through the middle, and Gabriel Martinelli was onside, wrapped it around the keeper, slotted it in. And you know what? There was a lot of good performances in this game from Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus. He absolutely ripped that whole defense of Sevilla's with that goal that he scored. And he was just too energetic, young, and those two old defenders couldn't keep up with him. Respect to Ramos and whoever the other defender was, but they just could not keep up with him coming inside. They let him have all the freedom in the middle of the park, and he did what he needed to do today. Declan Rice also, what a player. You've been telling me for the longest time, single-handedly takes the ball from our own goal and just drives it to the other side, creates chances from absolutely nothing. And Tomiyasu also, he was outstanding. Tomiyasu, like, I think he was one of the best players on the pitch. Defensively, he was a solid rock in the first half. And we usually talk about Saliba as the best defensive player on the pitch. Today it was Tomiyasu. And I think Zinchenko is going to have a tough time getting back into this team. And then finally, let's talk about a little bit of the negatives. I thought they did a good job holding down Bukayo Saka from creating too many chances. And they also, I found that Martin Odegaard once again is isolated in that pocket and wasn't able to influence the game that the way he usually does. So I'm going to see a lot of people criticizing Odegaard and Bukayo Saka for the next couple of days. But the reality is they didn't have their best of games. And luckily, we don't need to depend on two players. We have other players who can step up. Now, finally, we're going to talk about Thomas Partey and that whole situation later in the video. But that looks like he was injured, and Jesus might have got injured too. But yeah, Curran, what you saying? And let me go through some of the comments. Everyone in the comment section, let me know what you guys are doing, how you guys are feeling, and what you guys think about that win versus Sevilla. But Curran, take it away. How you feeling, bro?
All right, man. Look, I think obviously that's one of the more intimidating atmospheres. I think Lens was probably just a tad more, but this Sevilla stadium they know what they're doing. So as you said, a quite difficult game away from home, and so to take 6 points away from 9 in the first two with 2 away games done, only 1 left, I think you're fine with that. Yeah. Top of the group, no issues. I think we'll be all right. But in terms of the game itself, look, I think for me, I think Martin there has to be a conversation around Martin. There has to be a conversation around that entire right-hand side. I think there's something going drastically wrong. And we've seen twice now in 2 games, Martin come off for Kai, and we're changing from a 4-3-3.
We look better.
We look better because what we're doing is we're allowing Kai to be a sort of more of a second striker higher up on the pitch, and he looks more comfortable there as well. So that's happened twice in 2 games now, that change. So I think sooner rather than later we'll see that kind of system. It's becoming a real option. So I'm happy to see that, because it's what I personally, I mean, just a bit of power in the back. That's what I personally thought we'd do when we signed him. There was either 2 opportunities, either the right sided midfielder coming into like a 10 zone in a 3-4-3, or as it is a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-4, whatever you want to call it, being the second striker there. So yeah, I'm happy to see what Kai is doing. I'm happy that he's being released from this left-sided role. I don't think it's worked for him. And then Martin, I think I've said it for I don't know how many months, maybe even a year now. I think Martin should move to the left. It should be a case, especially now we don't have the specialists in central access that we had in previous seasons. We need him to be a bit deeper where he was thriving last season, really help us build up and really get us through the lines in the first, second phase. So get Martin to get us up the pitch, and then have Kai or Eddie or Jesus, Saka, Martinelli, one of these guys get into the final third and really push on the gas. So it'll free up his he'll be able to sneak in those cutbacks a bit more, because arriving from deeper is much more harder to predict than it would be than starting up high, and then people are going to be marking you. So yeah, I think he needs to move deeper, be the left-sided midfielder. I've said it for a long time now. But yeah, in terms of just the game today, I think fairly comfortable. Obviously, the Raya thing at the end was annoying, but I think I said we almost got suspended because of we almost got me suspended because of the because of that chance, because it was, I don't know what he was thinking.
Why did he have to punch it over?
Why did he punch it? Look,
he usually is so good at catching.
That's his thing. That's literally his thing. His thing is catching the ball. Yeah. So
okay, you know what? No. Let's get into some of these talking points. First things first. We're gonna save individual talking points for a second. Mm-hmm. What did you think about the Partey situation before the game even started? Because Arsenal released a statement that Partey is injured, and that's why he's not in the team. That immediately gives me red flags and makes me think they're not telling me the truth, because I'm hearing from other people that there's some situations outside of football that dictated this. Now, I get why the club would hide this, but big up Tom also in the chat. I see everyone in the comment section. Show some love to Tom, 29th birthday. Big up to you, my guy. Big up to you, Tommy, in the chat. But yeah, this pissed me off.
Why?
I think because I think Thomas Partey continuously being unavailable is going to be a trend, and it's going to be an issue for us when we need him. Because right now, yes, we got the result. We didn't necessarily need him. But if there's a situation where we're facing, say, Real Madrid in a Champions League knockout round, you want your best players available, ready to go. And if Thomas Partey is not going to be available for any type of situation, be it injuries, be it non-football reasons, I just look at him as a non-reliable player, because the best ability is availability. And time again, I look at Thomas Partey and I say to myself, I don't know if I can trust him.
No, that's perfectly understandable. I think what people are getting pissed about is the it's not a muscle injury, it's because he can't travel, or whatever the narrative is. Honestly, I don't care about that. The fact is that if he's not available, he's not available. And that's the annoying thing. The fact that he's not available for a Champions League night when we're playing Jorginho, for God's sake. Like, Jorginho is fine, but he's not the one that we would say, okay, this is our starter on a Champions League night. And look, it is what it is, but like, it's been this case since he joined, man. He's never been available. When's he been available? He's not, like, last season was literally the anomaly, and even towards the end of last season, he was just I mean, the Southampton shot, the West Ham performance, it's not something that's new. He's not going to produce the same level of performance for 38 games or 30 games or 25 games. He's going to miss games because of injury, and he's going to drop stinkers every now and again. So, look, I've said consistently that if we're going to get rid of Tierney, then we have to get rid of Partey. It's the same situation. Like, you can't have it one way for one person and one way to the other person.
Facts. And you want to know something? There's a big Ghanaian contingency who support him more than they support the club, because
that's fine. Look, that's fine. But like,
they're cussing everyone who gets at him. There's people, there's teams, there's camps. Like,
I saw someone tweet yesterday that he's never dropped a bad performance. I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you serious? It's a blatant lie. Look, I don't want it to come across like I hate the guy or he's the worst.
We love all our players.
I genuinely, right, when he is available and when he's actually playing well, he's one of the best in the league. It's very clear. Like, he's very good on the half turn. He's very good at being vertical, making sure that he gets the ball into the final third, trying to push the play, trying to push the tempo. He's very good at it. He's a very good defender. Mm-hmm. He finds his way. But the thing is, you look at Declan and you see the ability to actually, produce every week in, week out.
You know what? We're gonna talk about Declan in a second, but before we go to
but that's just the point. The point is that Declan will produce 7.5, 8 every week. Every week.
Let's talk about our captain though now. Because this has been, since the Chelsea game, I've been seeing a lot of people are going overboard with Martin Odegaard. Yeah, he was bad versus Chelsea. Yeah, he didn't have the best game. I'm even seeing people say, if he can create a big chance, let's see if he can create a big chance. Like, I'm just going to say this. Martin Odegaard has been poor. And luckily, we don't necessarily need to depend on him every game to win us the game. We have other players who can do so, but we need to see better performances from him. I have no doubt in my mind versus Sheffield United away. I mean, at home, he's going to perform well. But
why?
Because we're at home, because he's had a couple poor games.
We were at home against Fulham. I don't think he performed very well. We were home against even the United game.
My thing is, after these type of games against lesser teams is the opportunity for him to get himself back up and running.
I understand that, but I just genuinely think that there's a structural issue. It's like, I think people think that when you say, okay, move Martin, and they think it's because he's bad or something. It's not because he's bad. It's because the space is not congruent to his abilities. His ability to actually turn into space, find pockets of space, combine well with other players, hit the ball off his left foot, find players in space. He's very good at that.
But you know
what he's not good at is trying to do this whole Kevin De Boom gimmick and do this. I'm going to shoot 5 times a game and try to shoot from anywhere and get a goal off. Like we all went at Partey for the Southampton shot, and he's doing that like several times a game now, every game. So
we need to see more creativity and less.
It's not even about creativity. We need him to be Martin Odegaard. We need him to exude control. He used to be the control in the middle third of the pitch, because Xhaka would be high, he would be lower, he'd control. How many times would we used to see him out wide, and like he would be received like on the edge of on the center line, at the edge by the touch line, like he would receive wide, come inside, do a couple of nice touches, combine, and then go through and find Saka or something.
Here's my reasoning. I think the reasoning is because of 2 things. 1, there's not enough link up with him and Bukayo Saka, and 2, he's not given enough space. Yeah, I'm not saying space in the sense of like open space on the pitch. I'm saying there's not enough other people around him to work with him. The Declan Rice is on the other side of the pitch. You have Jorginho, who's so far back. You have at times Eddie Nketiah was there at our striker position. You had Kai Havertz in the striker position. These guys were not linking up with him as well. So I do think he needs to find another way to link up with these guys and work with these guys. And he needs to maybe adapt his game a little bit more to the personnel we have. But the way that he's playing right now, he's more or less being a second striker and less of a number 10 or a number 8, in my opinion. And that's where the issues lie. He's always he's trying to be more of a Frank Lampard and less of an actual creator.
No, but the thing is, right, the role that he's been given is Frank Lampard. And that's what the problem is. If he was, how many times did we see today him drop down, realize, oh wait, no, I need to be further up, and have run back into that zone? Like he would drop down to around the center circle, and then just have a look around, and then realize, okay, there's nothing on, I have to go further up. He needs to be lower. We've seen consistently this season, we have not been able to get through that first line of the press and get into the middle of the pitch. That's where Martin should be. He needs to be right in the middle of the pitch where he can evade a couple of challenges and get the ball through. That's where he needs to be.
Odegaard needs to be dropped for Smith Rowe. I don't know about that, man.
No. Look. Okay, it needs to look. That's one option. You can definitely do that, right? For me, in my opinion, you need to go the front. The team for me would be simple. Ramsdale, not Raya. We'll get into Raya in a bit. Tomiyasu, we'll get into him in a bit. Gabriel Saliba White. Then it'll be Declan, and then Marston on the left, Kai high on the right, Saka, whoever's fit. Because the thing is, now we can't, if we don't know if Jesus is fit. If Jesus isn't fit, then Havertz goes up top. If Jesus is fit, then Havertz can go into right centre midfield. And if Havertz is up top, then you could play, for example, a Smith Rowe or Fabio Vieira or something like that. And then Martinelli on the left. That for me is the Sheffield United lineup. And
let me just jump in here. I was going to kind of shift away from this topic and go straight back into the best performers of the game, because there was 4 man of the match candidates.
Yep.
So we're just slightly touch on each guy. So first we have the man himself, Gabriel Martinelli, scoring his Champions League debut goal. The man has scored not only in his Champions League debut goal, he scored in his Premier League debut goal, his Europa League debut goal, his League Cup debut goal, and he also scored now. I think he also scored in the Carabao Cup,
the League Cup, yeah.
Yeah. So he scored in every competition he's been in.
The only one is the FA Cup.
Or the FA Cup, he scored in his debut. That is amazing. Unfortunately, I don't think he even got to play in the World Cup. So we'll see if he can do that then. But big up to Gabriel Martinelli. He after missing the first chance, he took the composure to wrap it around the keeper and slot it away this time. And this is crucial for us because we've missed this front three. We've missed the link up between this front three. And Bukayo Saka has been doing a lot of work with all the different rotations that's been happening. And now we finally, for once, have our front three back together. And you can see we don't necessarily need to depend on the right side when we have Martinelli and Jesus linking up for the goal. And I thought he was spectacular. I think Jesus was even better, and we're going to talk about him in a second. But Martinelli himself, that's all I had to say. What do you got to say about Martinelli's performance?
Look, he was electric off the left. I think there was a stat, I think Chris told me there was something like in the last 6 games, all the left wings facing Sevilla have got a shot off, at least one shot off on target, with 3 of them scoring. There's been on that left side, they've been susceptible to being to conceding, and his ability just to run, get through. He's so good at when picking up the ball in transition and just running at players or running at a goalkeeper. Yeah.
People, please hit that like button. We only have 30 likes, and we have 90 of you guys in the video. Hit that like button. It takes 2 seconds. You guys don't understand how much it helps the channel out. It helps me out so much. Please do hit that like button. We're here at 11:30 at night on a Tuesday, giving you guys football content. The least you can do is smash that like button. But yeah, go ahead, bro. Continue. My bad.
No, what I was saying is the main thing is his ability to run in transition and either take players on or go one-on-one with the keeper. He should have had another, really. There was a great save by the keeper when he went one-on-one earlier in the game. But his ability just to keep composure, take it past the keeper, don't sky it or go too early, or try and find the corners or corner hunt and just try and get the ball too close to the post, or so he can nick the post or something. He's a great finisher, and I've been saying for a while he's our best finisher at the club. So we need to get him into more positions where he can score more goals, because we're looking at giving players chances when it really those chances should be falling to him. Those chances should, because the more we feed him, the more we'll score with him than opposed to a Jesus or a Odegaard or even a Saka at times. Like he's he's just great. Like, so really happy with him.
There you go. And guys, I have a poll question going on. Who's your man of the match? Let me know in the comment section. Let's go to the next guy, Gabriel Jesus. He ripped them apart. Like they didn't even follow him into the midfield. That's why I think their two defenders are 31 and 37 of age. So that's the two defenders. Then you go to Neves, who's 37 on the other side also. So when you have and then Akur, who's another 31-year-old. So overall, that defense was very old, and they just could not keep up with him. And it's not a coincidence that their worst player was the Neves guy, who got absolutely destroyed by Jesus for that goal. Samare had a terrible game, I felt like, in that midfield, and so didn't even help in the midfield. I thought Rakitic was their best player because creativity.
I thought Samari did okay, personally. I don't know about you, but I thought Samari did okay.
Maybe I did see him a lot in the first half. In the second half,
yeah, I think that's literally what I was going to say. Was he had a good first half, second half I think the game stick got away from him.
If I was to say who had a better game, Odegaard or Samare, definitely Samare. If I was to say Jorginho and Samare, I would say Jorginho.
Okay. I mean, I think the second one can go either way, personally, but I can hear it for sure.
Fair enough. But yeah, he did rip them apart, and I just feel like we need to speak about this. He scored 3 goals in his first 3 Champions League games for Arsenal.
He loves it, man. He loves Champions League nights.
He has gotten a goal and assist in a Champions League away game for Arsenal. This is the first win we've had since 2016 in the Champions League. Last time we did it against was Basel when we won 4-1. This is the toughest game of this group, and we are now top of the group based off the back of, I would say, Jesus' man of the match type performance. It's really up to you. Who do you prefer, Rice or Jesus, Tomiyasu, or Martinelli? Let me know in the poll right now. But for me, I thought Jesus was the best player today, and that pass, the assist to get us the opening goal. I feel stupid for taking him out of my FPL, my fantasy team for Champions League. I brought in Rasmus Højlund instead. That was a mistake. But yeah, talk to me, bro. What are you saying?
I think we should all thank you for taking him out, because maybe that was what did it. But yeah, look, the thing is, I think a lot of people from the time he's come back from the injury have wondered about, is he going to be the same player? He's kind of stalled a little bit. He's had a couple of sub appearances. He's not been the same as he was before with the World Cup. And it just shows that kind of performance was, I think he was stellar tonight. The turn for the goal, crazy turn, the ability to take 2, 3, 4 players on for the goal that he scored, and just wrap his foot around it, get into the corner, great goal. He looked like he was available at all points at the game as well. His ability to drift wide to either side, get players a bit more inside and help out. He does very well at that. So yeah, very, very happy with him. I hope that he isn't injured for too long. I don't think he will be. If it's a hamstring, usually they'll pull up or they'll grab it or something like this. I think he just felt something and like a little twinge, and then hopefully, I mean, I don't want to say
we'll talk about it when we get to Arteta's press conference, because he spoke about it on his press conference, I think. So we could show I could show you that quickly right now. Fabrizio Romano tweeted about it. Big up to the 100 people in the chat right now. Do me a favor, guys, hit the like on the video. It is 11:33 p.m. right now, and we could be watching NBA basketball, but we're here doing the content for you guys. So please do support the channel. Hit the like button, and of course, if you guys want to submit a super chat, that helps out the channel even more. Now, Arteta said on Gabriel Jesus' issue, he felt something in his hamstring. So let's see. He straight away asked to be subbed off, which is not good news, because he's a player he is not a player that does that at all. We'll have to wait and see in the next few days. Yeah. That's what he told TNT. And of course, he got the man of the match, PlayStation man of the match. There you go. And what is that? That's not an iPhone. That's a paid post I think we do with Google Pixel. That's a Google Pixel thing.
I think we do a promotion with them. I remember seeing Frimpong do some stuff.
You know what? R.I.P. Shocks, because he was one guy who always bigged up androids. And I remember Ping Pong used to say, "What are you talking about, androids?"
Yeah.
So when he did the commercial, I had to message Ping Pong, and I'm like, "Yo, come full circle, right?"
Yeah.
It's crazy, but yeah, man.
Oh,
R.I.P.
man.
Shocks, man. Let's go to the next topic. I think the next person is none other than Declan Rice, and I'll just keep it simple. I'm gonna pass this over to you because
Yeah.
I feel like when we're speaking about Declan Rice, surely there's no one better to speak about Declan Rice than yourself. And big up to all the people in the comment section. Big up. NBA ain't an hour though. NBA is in another hour. Yeah, I know. I'm just chatting shit at this point. But yo, big up to you. He's a Spurs fan and he's watching. He's a real one right there. Big up to him, man. Hit that like button also, man. If you support the channel. But yeah, man, Spurs are doing good. I give them credit the other day, but people still don't like the fact that I'm not saying they're in a title race. Like, what's going on? But yeah, Declan Rice, talk to me, bro. What do you think about Declan Rice's performance? Because I said enough about him already at the beginning of the monologue. And I already said enough about him on the football terrace, not on the football terrace, on Never a Foul when I spoke about him. And I even had a tweet about him today that, hey, some people liked it.
Look, I don't think I need to say much about Declan Rice. If you know me, you know I've wanted Declan Rice at our club since I've been on Twitter. It's not something that's been a short-term admiration. It's been something I've wanted since 2021. Maybe even 2020 actually. It's crazy to see how people shut up. I think that's the main thing. You see people shut up about the price tag, shut up about the quality, shut up about other players, shut up on everything. When you see how good this bloke is, he's 24 years old. He's entering the prime of his career, and he is clearly the most dominant midfielder in European football right now. I don't want to talk about Tchouaméni. I don't want to talk about Caicedo. I don't want to talk about. This is the guy. He is the guy. Rodri is a different kind of midfielder. I think Rodri is more of a controller. He's much more his ability to really his ability to defend big spaces. His ability just to know when to commit fouls and this the like is like talking like if we were just talking in the NBA. This is Shaq. This is dominance. He will dominate you physically. He will dominate you on the ball, off the ball. That's what he is. His ability just to be able to control every space of the pitch, cover every blade of grass, is phenomenal. And I like Rodri, but give it a couple of years. Let's see what happens because this is the guy. This is the guy that will hopefully take us to a title, hopefully take us to a Champions League. So I've got nothing much to say about it. He was everywhere today. There was a run and around the 70th minute where he just took the ball and just ran literally the entire pitch and found Saka with it at the end. That was crazy. I can't say enough about the bloke. He's off and on the pitch. He's just him, and hopefully he'll be here for 2, 3, 4, 5, how many years we can do and win with us consistently. So yeah,
I'm just going to have a moment of silence for the Chelsea fans who talk shit about him all summer for him to have this kind of impact for us. Also, I'm going to have a moment of silence to all the rival fans who tuned in after Sevilla scored a goal just to see us win the game and go top of the group in Group B. A group that, of course, we should be winning, but you know how people are. Oh, Arsенal going to get knocked out to the Europa League. I'll see you in the Europa League in January. Typical dumb jokes don't fly around here because I think we're destined to go on and kick on and win this group at this point. But we're going to talk about that in a second. Finally, Tomiyasu.
No, another thing we've talked about is our inability to have a defender at left back who, while Zinchenko is an elite footballer, he's not an elite defender. Tomiyasu today showed he was not just a great defender, but also great in possession. This ability he had to form the box with him being on the left 8 side, as well as being out wide in that left back zone. He understood where his positioning was very well. He was very good in possession. There were times he would drift off to the right as well and try to overload on the right. He had a very good game. He had a very, very good game. So yeah, very happy with Tommy. Very happy to see that he's fit. I think that's a big thing. Mikel was talking about it. I think I can't remember which press conference it was, but he was saying a fit and functioning Tommy is a massive asset to us, and he is. He is a massive asset because his ability to defend. I think personally, the one position he was signed for is probably his worst position in the back line. So he's a great left back now. He's a good centre back, but I don't think he's a good right back anymore. I think he's struggled because we'll talk about it with Odegaard. That doesn't have the runner to really complement that right side. You need Ben White being up and down that right hand side. So personally, I think he's done very well. I would continue playing him. I think that you need to give Zinchenko, I would say, maybe against Sheffield United, because they're going to sit back a bit, and you might need that extra in possession sort of wizardry that he possesses. I wouldn't mind seeing Zinchenko, but I would prefer Tomiyasu. But I think you reward good performances with starts, and that promotes a winning culture. So let it continue.
I'm just laughing because somebody blocked me for saying Raya saved us at the end. I thought Raya did bad for punching it, but at least it didn't go in the goal. It went over the net.
Look, Raya, right? Look, I'll be clear with Raya. I think he's been up and down. There's been good moments, but his kicking hasn't been good. The amount of times he's kicked it and it's come back to us is too many times. Like, you should not have.
I found the image of the punch. It looks so bad. It looks so bad from this angle. Why is he punching it from there?
I don't know, man. You just save it, catch it, and sit on it.
I don't know, man.
Surely, right? Just catch it and sit on it.
Luckily, it didn't go in, because if that went in, people would have lost their shit with him, and deservedly so. I thought outside of the opening minutes, he was okay. The rest of the game,
he was okay. It's just that I feel like the one thing he was brought in to do was like his kicking, and I feel like his kicking is no better, if not worse, than Ramsdale's. So I don't know. Like, the amount of times the amount of times we saw him kick to like wide areas and it would just turn over and it would come back at us. It's too many times. There's too many times. So we'll see, man.
So he's not an upgrade at all for you?
I don't think so. I think for me, when he came in, it was to say that, look, it doesn't matter which keeper it is, we're not going to have like a drop off from Ramsdale to Matt Turner. That was the whole point. So no matter who's in goal, it doesn't matter because they're both great. But like, when it gets to the point now when you're thinking the things that Ramsdale was so good at is not what Raya is good at. I don't understand why he's personally starting, but I'm not like going to sit here for hours and days and rant about it because I don't think it's that big a deal. If it was costing us like games, or he was conceding like stupid goals, the only goal that I would think I would be pissed at Raya for was the Mudryk goal. I think his positioning for that was awful. But like, I don't think there's maybe the long goal, like, because he kicked it out and it came back straight to us. But like, I don't think that's enough to say like, oh, he's done really badly. So
simply put, versus Sheffield United, who are you starting?
Who am I starting? I'm starting Ramsdale. Who is Arteta starting? Arteta starting Raya. So it's that simple right now.
Would you be surprised if Ramsdale ends up leaving?
No, I wouldn't. But I don't think it'll be to Chelsea. I don't think we'll sell to Chelsea, genuinely. Because
I personally would start Ramsdale.
I would start Ramsdale as well, yes.
I want to see Ramsdale get game time. I think the fact that Raya has been a little shaky, I think Ramsdale deserves an opportunity back into the game. And if Ramsdale is shaky,
I'm just hoping, right, that because after what Ramsdale and his wife went through last year regarding the miscarriage and all this stuff, hopefully now that he's had his baby, I think maybe it was playing on his mind a little bit as well, because we forget people are these footballers are real people as well. So now that he's had his baby, he's had his baby. He's gonna have a bit of time to himself, just relax, help Raya train, be a dad for a while, and then when he's ready, he can be brought back in. Because last time, I don't wish that on anyone, I don't wish, especially on someone that I like Aaron Ramsdale, is a very likable guy. So I hope that maybe after he's settled down a bit, the the baby life is sort of kind of settled down. Maybe he can contend to start again. But we'll see. I mean, it's a long season, and there's going to be plenty of games going around to see whether that's the case or not.
I think we make some rotation versus Sheffield United. Personally, for me, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Jorginho on the side versus Sheffield United, and we see maybe Kai Havertz come back into the fold, or in a situation where Jesus is not fit, maybe we see Kai Havertz play up top.
Yep.
Or we could even see a situation where, dare I say it, Bukayo Saka gets rest.
Yeah.
You never know. The one thing I don't think he's going to do is I don't think Martin Odegaard playing this poorly, he's going to take him out and just
No.
and let him. He's going to let him get back into the fold and get.
I hope. Right. My hope is
Yeah.
that if Jesus is fit, we don't see Martin start. That's my hope.
Fair
But
enough.
I don't think it will happen. I think hopefully he's easing this dynamic in of Kai Havertz being the right centre midfielder, and then we can start retraining Martin as the left-sided central midfielder.
And also, I need you guys to do me a favor. Once again, I'm going to ask you guys for one more time to hit that like button. Let's get into what Mikel Arteta had to say post-match. Big up John Mack. He said, Ramsdale, in my opinion, remember Raya is still on loan. Yeah, Raya is technically not our player. It's Raya. Some people are Raya. Some people are Ramsdale. It's not about team camps. At the end of the day, I only care about what Arsenal want, and I want the best for Arsenal. So let's hear what Mikel Arteta had to say post-press conference. Let's see if there's any major points. He spoke about Gabriel Jesus' performance. Tell me if you see anything you want to hear or you want to read out. The boss if the boss prefers the goal or the assist. Yeah, he's happy with both, I bet you.
Yeah.
Jesus' contribution, the impact on tonight's victory after Lens's game. I don't think we really look at other teams' games.
No. After the long game. So basically, after we lost that long, how important was tonight's victory?
Show the difficulty of winning. Yeah. He definitely goes in on that. And then the passing of
Bill Kenwright, the Everton chairman. Remember, he used to play for Everton, so that's why they asked him.
Yeah, that's. I didn't know he was such a big figure in football until today. Like the Everton chairman, he's been there for so many years. RIP to him, man. That's a big loss in football.
Mm.
And then Gabriel Martinelli admits UCL debut was perfect. Look at him smile. He's very happy man after scoring in his debut. And then what else is there? Mikel Arteta delighted. We stepped up big. Man of the match votes, I already told you guys. And let's see what they reported. What was their report? Martinelli making the difference. Goal at either ends. Okay, and then that's it. Oh, not too much to talk about today. So yeah,
No.
that's pretty much that. Let's get into some of the player ratings. Let's get into some of these player ratings. I'm gonna do the player ratings slightly different because the website's not up and running yet for the player ratings. So I'm just gonna go to one of these websites and I'm just gonna go through the players. So Raya, what are we gonna give Raya? What are we gonna give Raya?
A 6.
I agree with you there. I would give him a 6. Some people might give him lower, but I feel like he was average. 6 is average, no?
Yeah, I would say average. I wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, 6 is average. So for David Raya, I'm gonna give him a 6. Let me know what you guys think, guys, and join us in the player ratings as we always do this. What are we giving Ben White then?
A 7. I don't think he was bad. I think he was a little bit above average. I don't think he put a foot wrong, to be honest.
I think if we're going to give Raya a 6, Ben White getting a 6.5 or a 7 is extremely fair. I don't think we should be giving anybody who was faultless in the game a poor score. So I would give him a 6.5 or a 7. Yeah, a 7 is fine. But we're setting the bar high for what is a good rating. So 7 is pretty good. So if we're giving Ben White a 7, do you feel like there was any parts of his game that was quiet? Because I felt like
I think the whole right hand side was a bit quiet, to be honest. I feel like in terms of him getting forward, he didn't make as many runs forward. I think he was a bit cautious I think that's the only thing I would stop him getting from like a 7.5 or an 8 if he was like a bit more adventurous in the attacking sense. But he was absolutely fine, especially defensively.
I was gonna give the rest of the defense 7, and 7.5 for Tomiyasu. So
yes, I mean I would have given 7, 7, 8, but that's just me. I think.
So you would have given Ben White a 7,
yeah,
Saliba a 7, Gabriel a 7, and Tomiyasu a 7.5.
Yeah, or I'd actually probably could say an 8 personally. I think he was probably, for me, he was my man of the match. Like, because especially for that first half, he was immense. I know Gabriel Jesus got the goal and the assist.
He was on point.
Like I know he got the Jesus got the goal and the assist, and I would say he's probably second on that list, along with Martinelli. But I think Tomiyasu for me was great today. So yeah, especially in that second half, because they were trying to get at his side to cross in a lot. Like they were trying to go down, their right to Jesus Navas and then get the crosses in, and he stopped quite a few of them. So yeah, very happy with Tomiyasu.
I was surprised how many chances Declan Rice created. He was single-handedly taking the ball from one side of the pitch, going to the other side and creating chances, and also easing the pressure off our defense. He deserves a lot of credit also when we talk about man of the match. But Tomiyasu, I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to give the rest of the defense 7s. And we're going to go to Jorginho. Jorginho is going to get a 7.
Yeah, Jorginho. I mean, I think I would give Jorginho a 6.5. I think that's like average-ish, maybe a bit better than average, nothing crazy.
Tomiyasu 7.5. Ben White was solid. Tommy turned up. Special utility player. Yeah, definitely. He can play anywhere we need him to play across that back line. And I can't wait for when Timber comes back, because he's going to add another defensive element to our team. It allows us to play with more versatility going forward. And we might not necessarily need to rely on Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Ben White. We can now give them a break. Now, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Let's get into the midfield. So this is my midfield rating. Odegaard, 5. And that's generous. I'm going to give Declan Rice an 8 or 8.5. Yeah, I'm going to give him an 8. And then, I'll give him an 8. Yeah, I'll give him an 8. And then I'm going to move Jorginho down to 6.5. Fair?
Yeah, absolutely fair.
And I think what needs to be spoken about for Declan Rice is just how well he connects the attack and the defense. It's just ridiculous.
He's so good, man.
I thought he was going to score. I thought he was just going to take it all the way and score. Like there was a moment it looked like he was by himself. And then he kind of slowed down a little bit, gave the ball to Bukayo Saka. But I thought he was by himself and he was just going to take it all the way. Martinelli.
8, I would say.
You know what? I'm going to give Declan Rice 8.5 and I'm going to give Martinelli an 8.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely cool with that.
Because Martinelli got the goal. He could have got 2 goals. And he had a great all-around game. He was one of the more threatening players. But let's be honest. He's going against Neves, who's like 30, almost 40. And defensively, he was on point. I think Martinelli had more defensive actions than Ben White.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give
remember that all the attack was going down that side.
Yeah. And did you know Martinelli created 4 chances in this game? What?
That sounds about right, yeah.
It's crazy. And he took 2 shots and both of them almost were goals. So it's like big chances in this game alone. He missed 1, but he created like a couple. So it's like it balances out. I feel like we created more chances in this game than the 2 goals. We had 14 shots and I think we had 3 big chances. Jesus could have had another chance where he should have scored. We left this game with 2.4 xG. Bukayo Saka, is it harsh to give him a 7?
I think it's too generous to give him a 7. I think 6.5 for him. I think for him this is not a crazy performance. I think he was fine. I don't think there was anything that he stood out. I think for him, it's an average performance.
He was average, but he still created 3 chances.
Yeah, this is the thing. That's why you can't give him lower than 6.5. Like,
he still could have had an assist for a goal for Declan Rice if he found Declan Rice in that moment where Declan Rice was wide open. He put his hands up and he couldn't find him for some reason. I think today he had his head down too much. He wasn't observing enough on what was happening around him. So I'm okay with giving him a 6.5. Let's see what anybody in the comments are saying. You know what, Bukayo Saka, poor performance for Bukayo Saka is some people's best performances. It's just this is where his standards are at now. Jesus, 9. I'm giving him a 9. 9 out of the match, no debate. Best player on the pitch, 81 minutes, even got injured, got a goal, got an assist. And this is where I'm looking at the stats to say, this is what I was wondering. He even had the defensive recoveries. Like, what? When did he recover 5? When did he have 5 defensive recoveries? Like, I was like, what? Where did that come from? He missed a big goal opportunity. I felt bad for him there, but then he ended up bouncing back and scoring. He had overall 4 shots the whole game. This was an overall great performance from Gabriel Jesus, and hopefully we can see more from it. So it seems like whenever we have 2 old defenders who are not going to chase him further back into when he comes down, we're going to have the advantage. So I think Sheffield United might be a good game if he's available.
If he is available, yeah.
Yeah, because Sheffield United have a couple older defenders we're going to take advantage of. And then finally, the bench. Kai Havertz came in the 73rd minute. Not enough time to really go crazy. But, you know, I feel like we were a little bit better when he came on. Call me crazy. I'll give him a 5. Eddie Nketiah, Trossard, and KVR, not enough time. Less than 10 minutes game time. I'm not going to give them any ratings. And overall, I'll give Mikel Arteta. What do you say Mikel Arteta's performance today? He didn't have to
do much. No.
Yeah.
7?
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, that's fine.
I feel like he didn't really do much. You know what? I'll give him credit for putting Tomiyasu in over Zinchenko. I'll give him a 7. Because I felt like that was a crucial change needed. And then yeah, so that's it. Nothing more to be said. That's it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you do hit that like button on your way out. Do you want to tell people where they can find you, bro? Because Ball Over Passion, I'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, look at Ball Over Passion, the link. Current BAP on Twitter. Follow the Twitter, the BAP Twitter, BAP Footy. Big up you guys in the chat. Big up Egal. Hope everyone has a nice evening. I'm gonna go sleep now. But
are you not gonna watch the basketball?
Bro, it's tough because the thing is, Chris is a Warriors fan. I'm a Nuggets fan, so I need to watch that game. But like, he's already laughing at me. I need to figure out a way to get some coffee in or something to try and figure out how to get through to this game. But yeah, hopefully we'll see. Hopefully we beat them.
You know what? Big up everyone in the chat. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Unfortunately, I just want to tell everyone in the chat who are here supporting the channel, I've been struggling to find time to actually be a father and do these videos. So I'm going to try to do them as often as I can. And I might throw in some shorts and some uploads on occasion. So just bear with me, guys. But I will still keep consistent with the match reactions and vibes from the 6. But when it comes to previews, I might not do previews for every game. For example, Sheffield United, let's be honest. Are you guys going to sit there for an hour-long preview? I could probably cover everything in a minute for you guys. So I'm not going to waste your time. But when we face Chelsea, Man City, when we face teams of big note and we got a big matchup and a big preview, I can definitely do that for you guys there. But the next video is going to most likely be on Friday, Vibes from the 6, previewing the Man City derby. Obviously, I'm going to have Jay and Don on to chat shit about Chelsea and Tottenham. And of course, we're going to be talking about Arsenal versus Sheffield United on that day too. So keep you guys. And Curran, big up to you for doing this video at almost midnight. And we're out of here, people. Love for the love. You already know what it is. And don't forget to hit that like button on the way out.